Oh, I'm so sorry. Hope you can hear now. All right, thank you for putting my attention to this. YouTube was the audio was not on. All right, for those can hear now. Oh, sorry. Do this. Yeah, please check if the sound in YouTube is okay now. Please, can you confirm the sound in YouTube is okay now? Okay. So for the purpose of those that I lost on YouTube, we have to do a little recap, all right? So today we're talking about, you know, okay, thank you. So never choose between love and yourself. Never choose between love and yourself. No. So it's a section that talks about identity, voice, your purpose, all right? So this at the end of this section, there are things you're going to go home with. One of them is you'll be able to understand the subtle, dangerous way people lose themselves in love. You'll be able to identify personal patterns of self-abandonment before and even while in marriage. Learn how to love deeply without surrendering identity, without surrendering your voice and your purpose. Live with practical, at the end of this section, you're going to be living with practical, immediately usable tools to build a balanced love. So now we'll talk about being invisible, losing yourself. So we're going to be we'll try to demystify what that means. So most dangerous relationship is not the one that breaks your heart. In fact, I said earlier that the person that breaks your heart sometimes even loves you, they even likes you. Because the person says, okay, at this point, we are not compatible or something is not okay. Let me walk away, leaving you the way you are. But the dangerous one is the one that refuses to walk away, is there, and will slowly erase you. That after being in that relationship for a while, you see that you no longer exist. You only see a shadow of yourself. That beautiful and amazing looking young lady is now a shadow of herself, looking haggard and so old. When you look at the mates, people that she or he was going out with, you just see that this person is now a shadow of him or herself. It must not be a male, it must not be a female. This can happen to both male and female, right? But one thing you have to notice this: no one wakes up one morning and decide to disappear in a relationship. No, no one wakes up one morning. So it never works that way. So losing yourself in a relationship is a gradual process, almost invisible at first. You disguise, okay, this situation we're talking about disguises itself as kindness, you being kind, you, I know, compromising, loyalty. But underneath these three items I just mentioned, sometimes quiet being surrendered. So it means that all of these three things I mentioned hide under the cover of something. So now let's look at what actually happens. So you start adjusting your personality. You start adjusting your preferences, your opinions. Why? Just so that you can be accepted. You silent discomfort. You are not okay with the situation, but you can't say anything. You silent discomfort. You swallow your needs and avoid conflict, telling yourself it is not worth it. You constantly prioritize them in in this context is your partner or whoever, even at the expense of your health, your goals, and your peace of mind. Without noticing, you begin to define yourself entirely through the relationship. So you no longer see yourself. By the time you are asked to define you, all you see is the relationship. Your identity is now the relationship. You no longer live, you no longer exist. The only thing that exists through you right now or whenever you're going to be watching this section is the relationship. It's not supposed to be. So the psychological reality is this: humans are wired for connection. So that you're in love or that you love someone, it's not the issue. You are right to love. You have the right to love. You are okay to love. In fact, loving someone actually means that you are living because humans are made for connection. But when your validation becomes your emotional fuel and fear of losing whoever you're with becomes your motivator, then at that point, love turns to our self-abandonment. Love turns to self-abandonment. So now you no longer exist. The only thing that drives you is your relationship. The only thing that motivates you or that validates you is your emotion in that relationship. At this point, it's important to know that you are gradually losing yourself. And that is not love, because if I have to choose a better word to describe it, I would say you are loving out of fear. Now, let's look at it. What is self-abandonment? Self-abandonment is a pattern of consistently rather, ignoring your own needs, values, identity in order to maintain a relationship. I'll go down, I'll go through that again. Self-abandonment is a pattern of consistently ignoring your own needs, your own values, your identity in order to maintain a relationship. It feels like a sacrifice and it functions like slow erosion. I'm sure you have seen erosion, right? If it just washes the surface gradually, and as long as it's allowed to keep flowing, that the river is allowed or the water ways allowed to keep flowing through that part, it will break that ground or that earth. So there's a question for you. I need you to do a self-reflection, because this is not just about me talking. We're here to help you. When was the last time you said yes when everything in you meant to say no? Hmm. When was the last time you said yes when everything in you meant to say no? What version of yourself did you leave behind to keep someone happy, to keep someone comfortable? What version of yourself? I know it's getting hot right now, but don't suffocate. We are here to help you. All right? So if you're getting value right now, please hit the like button and share the live to someone. All right? Invite someone, send the link to someone. If you're getting value right now, please share the link and get someone in. So what you suppress to keep the peace, if you suppress a part of you, your values, to keep the peace in your home, in your relationship, that thing you suppress will eventually suffocate the love you are trying to protect. because you're not supposed to suppress anything. If there are things someone is doing and it's not okay with you, why not you talk about it instead of suppressing it? Just on the ground or in quotes for peace to reign. Talk about it. Don't run away from it. So right now, let's look at before I do. Building a strong ground before I do. So in this session, I'm going to be looking at identity, compatibility, and boundaries. All right. So identity before intimacy. Many people go into relationship, go into love without even knowing who they are. You don't know who you are. So when you go into love without knowing who you are, you will negotiate who you are inside the love, inside the relationship. So there is going to be conflict at all time with yourself and with your partner. Because to start with, you enter the relationship without knowing who you are. In fact, you enter the relationship confused of your identity. You don't know who you are. So at that point, it's safe to say that you're confused. So every unresolved question about your values, your vision, your standard becomes a bargaining chip. And the relationship becomes a place where those chips are spent. So let's look at the three uh, pillars of identity. I mentioned them earlier: values, vision, standards. So values are what matters most to you, non-negotiable. Your values are non-negotiable. They are non-negotiable. Your vision talks about where you are going to, with or without your partner. We're talking about you right now, where you're going to. Standard speaks of what you refuse to compromise, no matter how strong the feelings. What you refuse to compromise, no matter how strong the feelings. So I'm going to be asking you to do two things. One, can you write three values that you refuse to negotiate in a relationship? Three values that you have refused. That you say this one is a no-go area. Three of them. Three. And you're going to also write two personal goals that you will not abandon, even in relationship, even in love. Okay. TikTok. All right. My relationship with God here. So all of this stuff you're going to write now, we'll come back to them when we are talking about restoration and healing, because you will now see how they are aligned to what we are saying. So love should complement your identity, not construct it, replace it, or require you to shrink your identity. I'll go over that again. Love should complement your identity, not construct it, not replace your identity, not require you to shrink your identity. So the second point we're going to be talking about is chemistry and compatibility. Chemistry and compatibility. Many times we meet people, and maybe the way they speak, the way you guys, vibe together, there's just this connect between the both of you, and you decide to make decision of relationship with the person as a result of that chemistry. I'm sorry to break your heart. It might not end well. So you see why I said that. So chemistry ignites things. Compatibility sustains them. Chemistry ignites things, ignites that passion, ignites what you see between the two of you. But what will sustain what has been ignited is compatibility. So one is feeling, which is chemistry. The other is a foundation, which is compatibility. So confusing the two is one of the most common and costly relationship mistake people make today. You see someone and you're all in. So you see, you are going to, I'll do maybe just give few points to distinct between the two of them. So for chemistry, it creates emotional highs and intense attraction between you and him or between you and her. So chemistry is driven by passion and feelings. It's driven by passion and feelings. So chemistry fades without foundation beneath it. For chemistry, it is easy to find. Trust me, go to the mall today, you're going to see it. It's very easy to find. But for compatibility, what does it speak of? Compatibility is built on shared values and beliefs. That's why I said it's based on foundation. So compatibility is grounded in alignment and direction. I'm going to UAE and you're going to Toronto. We're not going to enter the same flights, right? So it's grounded on alignment and direction. Compatibility grows stronger with time and depth. Compatibility is worth waiting for because it's not thing that you just see out there. So I want to warn you, many people choose partners based entirely on chemistry. Then discover years later that they are fundamentally misaligned. That's why you hear that I thought it's my type. We loved each other. Then it's not working. It's not working. The question is this, what exactly is not working? They are not saying it. The folks in relationship are not saying it. Because you enter the relationship with chemistry. There was no compatibility check. So years later, you say that you guys are misaligned. You are going different direction. You don't have anything to discuss about because you are here and he is here. So you guys, there is no connecting points. So feelings are signals. So it's easy to say that chemistry is a signal, not a verdict that you should date the person, not a verdict that you should be in that relationship with the person. Just because it feels right does not mean that it is right. So just because it feels right doesn't mean that it is right. Just because you feel those goosebumps in your body whenever you see him or whenever he speaks doesn't mean that he's the right person. So the third point is boundaries are not walls, they are wisdom. Boundaries are not walls, they are wisdom. We have been made to believe that boundaries, are walls. When you build boundaries around you, you are selfish, you are cold, you are anti-love. But that's not true. That is a lie. So boundaries are how you love without losing yourself. They are self-respect made visible. Boundaries are self-respect made visible. A statement of what you value enough to protect. A statement of what you value enough to protect. That is what boundary is. For instance, I go with my children to park. You cannot come around my kids. You see this line, you can't cross it. Boundaries. Why? Because I value them enough to protect them. So just think about yourself right now. Do you value you? Do you value you? All right. Let's go ahead. So let's look at some healthy boundaries. One, I will not accept disrespect, no matter how heated the conversation becomes. This is emotion. All right. In some relationship, when they have an argument, you will see all man, in fact, all gas will be broken. Everyone will break loose when they are having an argument. You will insult the mother, you will insult the father, you will insult this one, you will cause you. Come on. There should be a boundary. We might be angry, we might be crazy, but we cannot cross this line. There has to be. So time and space. I need room to pursue my personal growth. Love does not mean constant togetherness. So because I love you, I will not go to work. We stay at home, I stay at home. We'll just be loving ourselves. The way hunger and poverty will ravish you guys. You get what I'm saying? So the fact that I love you doesn't mean that I should stay home with you all the time and not go to work and not pursue my career. No. Purpose. I will not abandon my calling or career aspiration for this relationship. I will not abandon me. So to all the folks that are not married, listen to this. Whatever you tolerate while dating becomes your standard in marriage. It's not going to change. So choose your tolerance carefully. Don't say, okay, I'm going to allow him to do this. Okay, when we get married, I will tell him he cannot go this far. Whatever you tolerate while dating becomes your standard in marriage. So choose your tolerance level carefully. The fourth point is, don't let love become your whole life. Some people will be saying right now, but love is part of me. My friend, calm down. Calm down. A person who has no life outside their relationship is one crisis away from collapse. If you have no life outside the relationship, you are one crisis away from collapse. Healthy love is a beautiful and a significant part of your life, not the entire architecture of it. Healthy love, I will repeat that again, is a beautiful and a significant part of your life, not the entire architecture of it. So in friendship, you say, maintain the relationship that existed before the romance. Amongst your friends, you have people that you know. Because some people, once they're in love, they cut off from everyone. And there are people you need to cut off from, definitely. But there are some people that are instrumental to your growth they are supposed to keep. Especially the ones that matter. in your career and your purpose, your professional ambition and life skills or life mission rather, are not sacrificed to be made. Don't go and kill your, okay, say, because I'm in love right now, I am not working again. Love, feed me. I feed, okay, no. Love, feed me. And that's all that matters. Because I'm in love, I love him. I don't need to go to work. Love will take care of us. My friend, when hunger will descend on you, you will understand that there is a difference between I was there and I shall be there. So do not sacrifice your professional ambition. You want to be a medical doctor. Don't go and sacrifice it on the altar of love that you love this person. Because of that, I don't want to go to medical school again to become a medical doctor. If please permit me for my use of word, but that is stupidity. You want to become a nurse, and because he loves you, you just abandon your career, abandon you, and focus on the love. No. Personal growth. Your spiritual, your mental, and your emotional development should never be paused for love. Your spiritual, your mental, and emotional development should never be paused for love. So when someone becomes your entire world, losing them doesn't feel like heartbreak. When someone becomes your entire world, losing them doesn't seem like heartbreak. It feels like annihilation. It feels like annihilation. You ask me what is annihilation? Total destruction of you. So if you're getting value to this point, please smash the like button, the like button, share the link, and invite someone, right? So now we have talked about before marriage, before you got into that relationship. Now you are in that relationship. Can we look at that? Because to some, they're already in the relationship, they are already married. So what I've been saying since doesn't concern, they have made the mistakes. So now, what is it for them? We're going to also identify some things for those in the relationship already. Then we'll give the restoration on what you're supposed to do or your take home. So marriage is meant to be a union, not an absorption. We have been meant to believe that, people usually say, I've met my better half. My friend, God did not create any better, God did not create any half. God created two as a whole human being, complete. He looked at the human being and said, he's good. So he didn't create any half. So there is no better half anywhere. So two whole people choosing to build one shared life. Two whole people choosing to build one shared life. So life or love is a partnership, not a measure of identities. I will repeat that. Love is a partnership, not a measure of identities. So you are in a relationship, and because you love this person, you now merge your identity with the person's identity. I love you. Let's two of us. Let's just gum ourselves like this. Come on. That's not how it's supposed to be. So there is a widespread and dangerous idea that true love means becoming one. That you should want the same thing, feel the same thing, uh, essentially become single units. So that I love you means that whatever I want is what you want. Whatever I feel is what you feel. So we should become single units. But marriage well done is not uniformity. It is unity. There's a difference between uniformity and unity. They're not same. two distinct, complete individuals choosing daily to become something together. I hope you're getting something to this point. Please, if you are confused, drop a question in the comment section. Please drop a question in the comment section, and we'll be glad to answer that question because that's why we're here. You are not half of a whole. You are a whole person choosing to love another whole person, not half. Because we have been sold that lie over the years that better half. And as a result of that, we come into relationship or into marriage with the fact that you are half and you have nothing to contribute, or you have less than what God has given you to contribute to that union. So the next point is your voice is not optional in marriage, in a relationship. Your voice is not optional. So many enter into marriage having already learned to silence themselves in the relationship. We have been taught most time by our parents, especially to women, most time by our parents to say, okay, women are not supposed to be talking in a relationship. Whatever he does, whatever he says, just say yes so that peace will reign. You will see the impact of that as we continue. So they keep quiet to avoid arguments. They suppress their opinion to keep the peace in the home or in the relationship. It works when you suppress the peace. When you avoid the argument you're supposed to have now, he is doing something that is not right. Instead of looking at it or discussing it, talking about it, you decide to keep quiet. You suppress it. You avoid the argument. It will work temporarily, but over time, unspoken truth creates distance, resentment, and eventually disconnection. So have you ever wondered, or are you in a relationship where you feel that there is just resentment, there is distance between you and your partner? This thing is not working. You just feel like this thing is not working. Anytime he comes around, you don't feel his presence anymore. The reason could be that you have been avoiding arguments. You have been or suppressing your voice in the relationship to keep peace, suppressing your opinion. So your husband makes decision or your partner makes decision without involving you. You are not okay with it. But because you say, let peace reign, you keep quiet. Over time, it's just like it's a time bomb. Over time, the day you will explode, even the partner will be wondering, is it just this small thing I did that is the reason why you are crying or you're shouting or you're not allowing him or her to have peace? So let's talk about why people stop talking in a relationship. Why do they stop talking? One, fear of conflict. If I say this now, that is what you have in mind. If I say this now, we are going to argue, and I don't want us to argue. Fear of rejection. If I say this, he might leave or pull away, or they might leave or pull away. Fear of rejection. False peace. It is easier to just let go until it isn't. False peace. So these are the reasons why your partner has not been talking. Fear of conflict, fear of rejection, and false peace. How do I know when it is the right time and environment to open up? Okay, I will answer this quickly, then we'll continue. The question is, how do I know when it is the right time and environment to open up? Let me see if I have any question on on YouTube. Okay. All right. So I will answer the question in TikTok right now. So how do I know when it is the right time and environment to open up? So for instance, I'll give an example. You guys went out and your partner did what wasn't right. Well, he didn't like what he did. You don't need to talk over the issue there. Allow him. When you guys get home, tell him we need to talk. You guys should sit down. And when you want to have this conversation, you don't start shouting. Because most times the reason why people don't want to have certain conversation with us is because when we start the conversation, we start with insults. We start with raising voice. All right? Then you sit with him and said, you are not, don't forget, you are addressing him, not the situation. So there's a difference between the action and the person. So you tell him, I'm not happy with A, B, C, D that you did while we were in Costco or in Walmart. The reason why I wasn't okay with it, even if you wanted to do it, why didn't we talk about it? Or you talk to me respectfully. I felt that I was not respected. And give him the room to explain why. Because most times when we are angry, we're not happy with people over what they have done to us. We go on with anger, we shouting. We don't give them room to explain. If whatever explanation he or she has given is not justifiable, you can now say, okay, but I'm happy that I've made my point clear to you that I'm not happy with this. I feel I need to be respected. I feel that I was disrespected and I need to be respected. Henceforth, how do we go with this so that this situation will not happen? Now, don't forget, now you have identified a problem. You express how you felt. You are respectful through it all. And now you are trying to look for solution. All right? So most time we just have certain conversation. We don't end up with the solution. Solution should be where we end. What do we need to do to avoid A, B, C, D from happening again? Hear from him, and you too prefer your solution. So that is how that happens. But if it's something that is happening in the house and is being repetitive, request to have a conversation with him. Request to have a conversation with her. You guys should sit and talk about it. All right? Never shy away. Don't say, okay, because I feel like I don't want him to feel that I'm being this or I'm being that. So as a result of that, let me just keep quiet. No, have a conversation about it. You deserve to be respected. Whether male or female in a relationship, you deserve to be respected. Your opinion should matter in that relationship. So I'll leave it there. We'll continue then towards the end. If you still need further clarification, I will throw more light on it. So we are still talking about after I do in a relationship. You are already now in that relationship. The first session we talked about was before you say I do, before you get into the relationship, or now you're already in the relationship. So the first point we said was love is a partnership, not a measure of identities. The second point we said, which we are still discussing, is your voice is not optional in the relationship or in the marriage. So the core truth that you have to take note here is a relationship built on performance instead of honest conversation is not a relationship. Anyone that always want to make you perform in a particular way, that is not a relationship. You are just in a company that gave you KPI and they pay you based on your performance, based on you meeting targets. That is what it is. So it's a stage production. Real connection requires real conversation. Let's talk about it. See, in relationship, Communication, communication, communication is important. So now let's look at practical tools. Speak the truth, even difficult truth. Even difficult truth. Talk about it, speak it with calm and care. That is where the line is. Some people speak truth and even speak difficult truths, but they don't speak that difficult truth with calm and care. So you don't speak the truth as if you care about the person. Yes, the person have done something. Don't forget I said there's a difference between the action and the person. So the person have done something. You channel your anger to the action, but the person, you address the person with love and care. Because why? You still care. After few minutes of that anger, you will come back to your senses and you will still come and tell the person, I love you. So if that is true, why don't you just speak with calm and care? So address issues early before they compound and calcify. Don't heap issues, this is where the issue is. Something happened, address it. When you guys were outside, when you get home, address it. Don't wait. Because you hear conversation like, you did this thing last week, I didn't say anything. You did this again yesterday, I didn't say anything. You did this morning, I didn't say anything. You did it this afternoon, this evening. You have to kill me. This thing cannot work anymore. Why? Because you have allowed it to compound. Probably if you had had that conversation when you guys came back from where you guys went to and the incident happened, probably, or most probably, there will not be a repeat of it. But because he didn't talk about it, maybe he didn't also think that that was important or that was necessary to talk about, right? Or maybe he didn't feel that that thing he did or said hurt you that bad. So as a result of that, he just moved on as if nothing happened. So have a conversation about it immediately, as early as possible. Don't compound it. So never let emotion build up or emotional build up become the communication. By then it's already late. Like the instance I gave, he has been doing something over and over. So, and it has been building up, building up, building up, building up. And you now want to talk to him. You're not relating with him based on the emotion of things that are built up over the years, over the months, over the weeks. So now it's as if you're talking to Mr. A and you're facing Mr. B, because the action is one person, the individual is another person. So the person did something. You did not address the person. You allow the emotion to build over time. What will not happen is that when you want to have a conversation with the person, you will no longer be talking to the person. Why? Because emotion has built up over time. You will not be talking to the emotion, which is the Mr. B, as against talking to the person, which is Mr. A. So that is how this thing works. So do not allow it to build up, because once you get to that point, it's already late. It's already late. Even if you want to resolve things, it will take a lot to resolve. So why would you want to keep it to that time? Why don't you just take care of it when it has not built up to that time? So the next point is growth. Keep growing even after your marriage, even while you were in the marriage, after the ceremony, you already married. Keep growing. Commitment is not a finish line. Being in a marriage or in love or in a relationship is not a finish line. I understand that most folks go with this mindset, especially the other species, go with this mindset that once you're married, wow, it's an achievement. Yes, don't get me wrong, it's an achievement. It's an achievement. But it's not a finish line. It's not a finish line. So it is the beginning of something that requires two still individuals or still growing individuals to sustain it. So two of you need to grow together. Many marriages stagnate not because of conflicts, but because one or both individuals in the relationship stop developing themselves. Sometimes the man can be the one, developing himself. The woman is not. Or most times the woman is the one developing herself. The man is not. And what you now see is that insecurity will set in. Because why? When I develop myself to a point, I won't be relating with the same set of people I've been relating with before. Growth will set in. Maybe I get a better job. I will have different kind of colleagues, not with the same, level I was. So different colleagues. The people I talk to will be different. So before you know it, if two of you are not growing apart, you'll see that insecurity will set in from the person that is not growing. So how do you do that? Pursue education, get new skills, expand your perspective. Expand your perspective, even in marriage. So if there are seminars, for instance, marriage seminars, financial seminars, two of you should go together. Two of you should go together. So maintain personal goals, the ones that belongs to you, not just us. Don't forget I said you are a person, you are an individual. So you have to maintain your personal goals, not just the one that belong to the two of you. Yes, there has to be a goal that connect the both of you together, but you need your own goal. To encourage your partner to grow with the same energy that you want them to also encourage you. So stagnant individuals create stagnant relationship. So growth is not optional. It is the oxygen of that relationship. Because it will get to a point when the growth is only one-sided. It will get to a point in that relationship when the folks in it don't even have anything to discuss. You don't have anything to discuss. When you guys got married or when you guys started the relationship, you were always together, having, laughing together, chatting over things. You have a lot to discuss. Now, one person have grown to a point that, you guys don't have anything to discuss again. So growth should be two-sided. So the next point is emotional independence and emotional dependency. So there's a profound difference between loving someone deeply and needing them to survive or needing them to function. There's a song that says, I need you to survive. So there is difference between loving someone deeply, yes, I love you, and needing them to function, to survive. So one is healthy. Loving someone deeply is healthy. The other one, which is needing someone to function or survive, is a trap that quietly strips you of your own power. Now, let's look at healthy love and emotional dependency. So the healthy love say, I choose you. That is what healthy love says. Emotional dependency says, I need you to survive. Healthy love says, stability comes from within. Emotional dependency says, stability is borrowed from you, as in the partner in the relationship. Healthy love says, you can be alone and be okay. Your partner travel, you can still be in that relationship and be okay. But emotional dependency say loneliness or aloneness feels like crisis. When I'm left alone, I can't get my mind together. Nothing functions anymore. Everything, like, since you left, my life, like, everything is shut down. That is what emotional dependency says. So healthy love says, their absence is painful. I feel that I miss you. I feel that you are not around, but it's not paralyzing. It doesn't mean because you're not around, I shouldn't go to work. It doesn't mean that because you're not around, I shouldn't eat. But emotional dependency says, their absence dismantle my functionality. So because they are not around, I cannot function. Before you know, the person will fall sick. The person is in the hospital. Why? Because the partner is not there. So when your emotional stability depends entirely on another person, you are quietly surrendering the controls of your own life to the person. Now we're going to be looking at some warning signs. So we are kind of doing you are going to be doing the self-diagnosis. I'm just going to be saying them out, and you're going to be, doing self-diagnosis to within yourself and yourself. All right. So sometimes people don't realize how far they have drifted until they pause and take honest stock. So we're going to be looking at some signals that we need to pay attention to. So you constantly seek approval before making decisions, even small ones. You constantly seek approvals before making decisions, even small decision, even small one. Something as little as the shoe you are in Walmart, the shoe that you want to wear that you're going to buy, you want to take permission. Not that the card, you already have the card to pay for it, but you need your partner to approve it before you buy it. Then is a signal. It's a signal. So the next one is, you feel guilty anytime you prioritize your own needs or your wants. You feel guilty. Don't forget, all of this I'm talking about right now, they are signs that you are losing yourself gradually. You avoid difficult conversation, even when those conversations are long overdue. You run away from them. You don't want to have those conversations, because if you feel that if you have those conversations, probably they are going to leave you or what have you. You have quietly abandoned your goals. You have quietly abandoned your hobbies, the things you used to do before, the things you used to love, your friendships that once defined you. Those ones don't matter anymore. Without them, you feel anxious. Without your partner, you feel anxious. You feel purposeless. You feel incomplete. When you try to describe yourself, you find that you can only describe the relationship. So these are signs that you are already losing yourself. So take this reflection. If this relationship of yours ends today, like your Prince Charming say this relationship cannot work anymore, who would you be? Would you still be able to recognize yourself? Would you be able to know yourself if your relationship ends today? So we're going to be looking at the balance framework. Me, you, us equals to whole love. So you have the lady, the man, the two of you equals to whole love. We're going to be seeing how that works. So a healthy relationship is not about one person disappearing into another. It is three things held in healthy tension. The moment any one of them collapses, then there is a risk to the structure. So now let's look at me, which is the sister or the man. Your identity, your purpose, your individual growth, this must never be surrendered. you, which is the other partner, their individuality, their growth, their right to remain fully themselves, too, must never be surrendered. Now, us, the shared life, goals, values, emotional connection, and partnership in the relationship, which is the us now. If you put all of this together, there is a me, there is a you, there is us. Then the two complete people choosing one shared life without either one disappearing. Don't forget, you have your life, I have my life, then two of us come together. We now have, our goals as a couple or as a union, our goals. We have our values in the relationship that is different from yours, your individual own. Some can be same, but there's you have the one from the relationship, you have the connection, then you guys are partners in the relationship. If you put all of this together, it will give the whole love, which is WHOLE, love. Because in this kind of love, none of you are disappearing. You are you, I am me, we are us. Then if you put these three together, we are whole. So the moment me disappears, us becomes unhealthy. So relationship cannot thrive in one person's sacrifice indefinitely. You are the person that is always calling. You are the person that is always chatting, checking on him, ask him if he has eaten, ask him, do you have transport for the place you're going to today? He never checks on you. He never asks you if you have how you are faring, even if you are the person that have the money. We're not talking about money right now, all right? We're talking about someone getting involved in the relationship. So if the relationship is always one-sided, just give it time. It will eventually break. So this particular one also speaks of your friends. If you have a friend that you are the only one, you are the person that is always checking on them, always calling, always wanting to know how they are doing, give it time. That friendship will not last. So now, please, if you are getting value to this point, kindly consider sharing the live. Consider sharing the live. Send the link to someone. Smash the like button for us, all right? So we're going to be talking about restoration now. We have, diagnosed to find out what the problems are. The next question is this: how can you, in this situation, come out of it? We're going to be giving you practical guide on how you can be able to restore yourself. You can be able to find yourself back to yourself. So if you feel that you already lost, you are in this category, please stay put. If you have popcorn, take popcorn and sit down. Let's advise on how you can come out of this. So you love, or you can love someone deeply and still return to yourself. It is not too late. Because yes, when you got married or when you got into that relationship, you didn't know all of these things that have been said so far. But now, the bad deed has already been done. So now, what is the way forward? That is what we want to help you out with right now. So self-abandonment is reversible. Self-abandonment is reversible. That you left yourself, you forgot yourself, either as a result of relationship, childbirth, you have children right now, and looking at yourself right now, you're like, you are a shadow of yourself. Self-abandonment is reversible. But the one thing that you have to notice that it requires intentionality. It requires honesty and a willingness to start. You have to be willing to start, even if it's not if it's not uncomfortable. If even if it is not comfortable, rather, sorry, even if it's not comfortable, you have to be willing to start. It might feel uncomfortable. Start anyway. So you have lost yourself in that relationship. How can you find yourself? Number one, reconnect with yourself. So you're going to begin by asking questions and honestly answering these questions. The question you have stopped asking yourself: what do I enjoy? What are the things that you used to enjoy before you went into that relationship that destroyed you? Or that is gradually raising who you are? What do you used to enjoy? What do you value before you enter that relationship? Can you honestly answer these questions? What did I want before this relationship defined what I wanted? So we have to look at the you before you enter that relationship that you couldn't recognize yourself again. So you're going to start small. Don't don't bring everything together. It's going to look so difficult to do. So you're going to start small. Identify the things you love doing. If before you enter that relationship, you like playing football, and right now you're a shadow of yourself. The first point is answer the question when you ask yourself, what do I love enjoying? Or what do I enjoy doing rather? Answer that it is football. Now, you might not be fit to go and play. So what you need to do is go to the pitch where they are playing football and just sit down and watch. As you keep seeing them playing, something will ignite inside of you. And one day you will just say, I want to play. You might not need to play the full 90 minutes. You can play 20 minutes. You can play 10 minutes. You can play 30 minutes. That is something. That is a step. Start small. Look for the things that you used to enjoy. What are the things you used to value? You used to go to church all the time before you got into that relationship. But right now, you're a shadow of yourself. You don't even go to church anymore. You don't stream online, nothing. You don't read your scriptures. You don't pray. You can start again. Start small. So the next point is rebuild confidence through independent decision. So start making decisions on your own again without seeking approval. You went to Walmart to go and buy sneakers. You have the card. You are the one wearing the sneakers. Then you have to still call your partner to say, okay, I want to buy this one. I want to send it to you, whether you will like it. If you're okay with it, I will buy it. My friend, go to that Walmart, buy the sneakers, and go home with it. As long as you like it, that is enough. What do you want for dinner? Questions like simple things like what you want to eat for dinner. You have left that to someone else to decide for you. Can you take back that decision and make decision on what you want to eat for dinner? What movie do you want to watch? Small things like this. What do you want for this weekend? So practice autonomy little by little. Don't start it all together. You like making up. You like wearing fine clothes. You like fashion. But right now you have children. You're in a shadow of yourself. Just lay way back. Because if you continue in that state, your partner would not appreciate you. So it's not just about your partner, it's about you. Because you won't be able to recognize who you will be, who you have become, even after a few years. So the next point is seek support. Don't walk alone. Seek support. Don't walk alone. A mentor, a counselor, a trusted individual or community is not a sign of weakness. That you talk to somebody about what you're going through. It's not because you are weak. No. That is wisdom. Because most times you'll be so weak to face this, to face the reality. You'll be so weak most times to go ahead to do what you have said you want to do. So it is those trusted people around you that will tend to hold you accountable and still keep pushing you. So restoration is really a solo journey, right? It's a lonely journey. But because you have people around you, it will now kind of help to make it easy. So let's trustworthy people walk alongside you through this situation. Now, I'm going to be giving you 5 uh, things you need to do. Things you go home with this. You're not going to answer me, but you're going to write them down because you need to be restored to that beautiful you. You need to be restored to that amazing young, beautiful lady that got into that relationship. Right now, the relationship has erased your personality. So now I want you to take home. Number one thing you're going to write down is write down your identity, which is this. 1, your top 3 values. 2, life goals. 1, non-negotiable standard. Write down your top 3 values, your 2 life goals. All right, your 2 life goals and 1 non-negotiable standards. Number 2, set 1 new boundary this week. You have been without a boundary. Can you set 1 new boundary this week? And hold it even when it feels uncomfortable. Stand by it, stay with it, insist on it, and live with it. You will feel uncomfortable. But set 1 new boundary this week, or this weekend, or next week. Number 3, have 1 honest conversation you have been avoiding to have. You have been avoiding. Start the conversation calmly and speak with care. Don't speak with destructiveness in your voice. Speak with love, speak with care. That's number 3. Number 4, reconnect with one personal goal that you have quietly set aside. Before you got into that relationship, you have some amazing goals. Can you reconnect with them and take small step, even if it is small step, towards that goal? And the last point is schedule a weekly check-in. Can be as small as 15 minutes a day to ask yourself, am I still myself? Am I growing? Or I have plateaued? I will go through the 5 points again. Write down your identity, which are 3 top values, 2 life goals, 1 non-negotiable standard. Number 2, set 1 new boundary this week and hold it even when it feels uncomfortable. Number 3, have 1 honest conversation you have been avoiding. Start calm Start calm. Speak with care. Number 4, reconnect with one personal goal you have quietly set aside. One personal goal you have quietly set aside. Can you reconnect back and take a step? Take a step. Then schedule weekly self-checking. Schedule weekly self-checking to be able to assess yourself if you're growing or not. So as we complete, this section, before I take your questions, if you have one, don't lose yourself trying to keep someone or trying to keep a relationship. Someone can be a relationship, whatever. Do not lose yourself. You are worth more than you ever think. God created a full package, a beautiful young lady, the whole handsome dude. So do not lose it. There's so much trust that God have in you and for you that you can't just go and trash on the altar of love. So the right love will never require you to disappear. The right love will never require you to disappear. So choose love, but never at the cost of yourself. Do not disappear on the altar of I love you. No, don't do that. God have deposited so much in you for you to vanish all because you love someone. So at this point, I will go through YouTube and see if there's any question over there. For me, I'm done. If you have any question, please let's look at those questions because we are here to help. We want you to leave here today or tonight, depending on where you're watching from. No, getting something. I don't want you to just come here and leave, and that is it. All right. Do I have any question on YouTube? Okay, I'm not seeing one there. Okay. Facebook, is any question? Please drop me the message, the managers of those platform, if I'm not seeing those questions so that I can be able to pick them. All right. In the absence of none, I want to say thank you so much for joining us today, tonight, depending on where you're watching from. And I hope you got something. Don't forget that you are valuable. You are important. You are precious. Don't forget that. And always go with your shoulder high because a lot has been deposited inside of you for you to just throw away on the altar of I love you. Love deeply, but don't disappear. It is better to be heartbroken than to disappear in a relationship. So thank you so much, everyone. Have yourself a beautiful and amazing